things have become so fragmented in this time and this place that we don't really know how to communicate well with each other. We need a different way of forming community that helps us grow deep in a toxic and a confused age.
So last time we caught up, we were kind of talking about Christian communities and creative ways of doing church or being community together.
Yeah.
And I've been reading up about something called new monastic.
Yeah, new monasticism.
Exactly. So what does that look like, and what even is that?
Yeah, it's an interesting phrase, right? It sounds a little bit old-fashioned, or is it quirky? Is it mystical? What does that even mean? But actually the phrase came out of a guy in 1997. He was writing this book. It was Jonathan Wilson, and he wrote this book called Living Faithfully in a Fragmented Age. He was basically saying that things have become so fragmented in this time and this place that we don't really know how to communicate well with each other. He was bouncing off another philosopher who said, in this strange age, we almost need a kind of new movement of St. Benedict. And so what he's saying is, we need a different way of forming community that helps us grow deep in a toxic and a confused age. And so it's kind of harking back to the old monasticism, whether that was St. Anthony in the desert, or whether that was St. Benedict with his order and way of being. But we don't want it to be such a bounded community that is defined by separation from the world. We want to follow a richer rhythm of what it means to become like Christ in our particular time and place. But we need deeper formation to make sense of this strange age that we're in.
This is a beautiful place. We're going to look for some other side?
Let's do it. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, so you spoke a lot about structure and what structure means for the new monastic communities. What forms that structure? What directs that structure that you might have?
Yeah, well, we'd often talk about a rule of life. A rule of life is trying to find a minimal shape that allows life to flourish so that we might become more like Jesus.
So what are the elements that can make up a rule of life?
Yeah, I mean, rule of life can be as varied as every single person. Some people structure it by principle. So it could be principles to do with how do we keep God first. So it could be I set aside regular time in the Word, I set aside time in silence or solitude. Trying to slow down, to say it's not about me and my agenda, but God, what are you doing in and around me and the people that I'm near? And sort of pause, to wait. So I think it's quite a receptive, responsive spirituality.